Hi, it's Rachel here from off-road.cc, and today I want to talk to you about the Calibre Ladies Bossnut V2. So this is the women's version of the Bossnut V2, a 130mm trail bike from Go Outdoors. The full suspension mountain bike brings bounce at both ends to the masses at a very reasonable price, and with great performance too. So I would rarely start a review with the price, but today I will. The retail price of this bike is £1,300, but with the Go Outdoors discount card at a cost of a £5, the bike comes in at £999, which is a no-brainer, right? So you get front and rear suspension for under £1,000, and that's a deal if I ever saw one. So aside from the bouncy stuff front and rear, what else do you get? Well, firstly, a functional but good-looking alloy frame which uses a linkage-driven single pivot suspension setup. Like the unisex Bossnut V2, the ladies version is comprised of all branded parts. So you get a RockShox Sector silver fork and a Monarch R shock, a 2x Shimano Dior drivetrain with a Sunrace 11-36 tooth cassette and Shimano M506 hydraulic disc brakes. There's WTB rims and tyres which are spec'd in the form of an ST I25 rims and Vigilante 2.3-inch tyre at the front and a Beeline 2.2 at the rear. The hubs used are Formula, and there's a bolt-through axle at the front and a quick release at the rear. The cockpit uses Ritchie 740 wide bars with a 20mm rise and FSA headset, and then there's a Calibre Trail 45mm stem, and so that's the only bit of branded Calibre gear that we've got on this bike. There are a few differences between the ladies Bossnut V2 and the unisex version. So to begin with, and the most notable, is that the ladies get a lighter rebound shock tune. The women's bike also gets slightly narrower bars, slimmer grips and a ladies saddle, all of which are personal preference but offer a good starting point for many. The ladies Bossnut also comes in one size smaller than the men's bike, so it offers a bike with a shorter seat tube and a shorter reach. I've spent a fair bit of time aboard the ladies Bossnut, from regular trail riding to 60k marathon missions, and been blown away by the versatility of this bike. The kit on offer has worked pretty seamlessly throughout the entire test period. And where I might not normally been a fan of 2x drivetrain, I can see how it's applicable in making this bike a great all-rounder for those just getting into the sport of mountain biking. If you are, however, a stout 1x fan, then the Bossnut Evo will be much more up your street. I'm reliably informed there's a ladies version just around the corner too. If I'm being picky, the brakes are a little wooden and unresponsive feeling, but it's great to see reliable hydraulic brakes thrown in at this price point rather than cable-operated ones. Remember, there's not much else out there as a full susser at this price point unless you step up to a Marin Hawk Hill at $1,350. My medium test bike has a 445mm seat tube and a 425mm reach, which brings in an 11-36mm wheelbase. It's not hugely long numbers in terms of geometry, but it's not bad for an all-rounder. It was happy on flowing single track and covering cross-country miles alike. The chain stays measure 436mm, which gives a good basis for climbing, despite the slightly slack 73.5-degree seat angle. The head angle sits at 66.8 degrees, which is average for a trail bike and a good place to start your mountain biking experience. It's not so slack that it'll scare riders off, but it's not so steep that it's going to stop you getting a bit wild in the trails of your local woodland playground. I've tested this and confirm on flowing trails the Bossnut's a hoot, so with the seat manually lowered, it's quite happy to rip from corner to corner. It's also a comfortable place to sit on for 4 hours out on a 60k ride. Take it somewhere where gravity takes hold and it makes progress much like any other pricier trail bike. Might not be as fast or as stable as longer examples, but remember, you've got front and rear suspension for less than £1,000. There's not too much I'd change either, aside from getting a dropper post on an upgrade list. The beefier front tyre is ready for a bit of slop, and whilst the Beeline rear tyre is okay, you might want to swap it to something with a few more knobbles for the winter months. The bike is also ripe to be upgraded to a 1x drivetrain, but I reckon wait till the 2x has worn out and then go for the overhaul. Do that and you'll basically have yourself a Bossnut Evo anyway. It's difficult to be hard on a bike that is as good value as a Bossnut V2. Yes, the geometry is a tad conservative, but it's a bike that's clearly built with a certain price point and a customer base in mind. This is a bike designed to welcome riders into the sport, to give them a good platform to fall in love with riding bikes and progress to other bikes in the future. As it is, the Ladies Bossnut V2 is an ideal bike choice for an introduction to mountain biking. It doesn't cost the earth, the components are well thought out and reliable, and the geometry will suit a majority of riders, from beginners to those gaining experience. Those riders then might choose to fledge from the Calibre nest for a second bike, but that's okay with the brand. After all, for them it's a success. There's one more person on a bike, and that's cool. So if you want to read the full review, head over to off-road.cc now. So thanks for watching this, and remember to subscribe if you like what you see.